Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response One.
Hello Ghana, I'm Tommy Ananforson. Our homes are our sanctuary. But safety is not all about locks, fences, and cameras. This is where Response One comes in. Their advanced monitored alarm system just doesn't record crime, it prevents it. In moments of danger, Response One's 24/7 monitoring ensures immediate help. With their theft protection guarantee, this is true peace of mind. I trust Response One to keep my family safe. You should too. Visit responseoneghana.com or call 0302 Secure 1.
Response One. Stay connected. Stay protected.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you bank like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Looking for a seamless shopping experience? Welcome to Franco, where everything you need is just a click away. Shop the hottest deals and unlock amazing discounts on our products such as mobile phones, refrigerators, washing machines, Franco air conditioners from 1.5 horsepower to 2.5 horsepower, Franco television from 32 inches to 100 inches, CCTV cameras, laptops, and many more. Download our easy-to-use mobile app. Visit our website at www.francotrading.com. Call the numbers on the screen for any assistance and enquiries. Franco, home of quality mobile phones, accessories, and your home appliances.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel One TV. Of course, you started the show with Nana Tufo Boateng at 7 a.m. And right now, we are going to take you from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. My name is Chris Carter, and you're welcome.
And I am Philip Ni Latte. And of course, on this program, we bring you nothing but the best from now to 11 a.m., as Chris has said. And we are still mourning. The country is still grieving, and we say that may the souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. But as you know, this is Ghana is happening this September, 6th and 7th September. So like we keep saying, if you haven't registered yet, please, this is the time for you to register. 0205 973 973 is the registration line. And when you call as well for the registration, you should try and make payment so you can secure your slot for all this important event or fair, because at this particular fair you get to see everything made in Ghana. You buy what we produce here in Ghana, which is actually going to make your life very easy for you. So call, participate. People who want to exhibit or showcase their produce or products on that fateful day should please call 0205-973-973 now, so you can book your slot for this fair.
All right. And you know that you can actually carry Channel One along with you everywhere you go. That means you wouldn't have to miss any news or any update that we are putting out there. So all you need to do is head to your Google Play on your Android devices and then go straight to the Channel One News app, and then you can download it. It's as easy as that. Google Play, Channel One News app, and then download. And then you will also be able to carry us along with you anywhere you go. We could be right in your pocket, we could be right in your bag without you missing any news updates. So do well to download the app.
And of course, as we are mourning the 8 departed compatriots of the country, and it's still trending on social media space and all that. You can go to the presidential gardens and place your wreath there, or probably your flower, to pay your last respect to the 8 that have fallen, the 8 fallen heroes. They are still trending. Over the weekend, Saturday was the evening of reflections and memorials that was held at the forecourt of the State House, and also Sunday was the funeral service that was held for Muniru and also Dr. Ibrahim Mutala. May their gentle souls rest in perfect peace. Chris, it was a very sad moment over the weekend. Yesterday's on really broke a lot of hearts, but with the Islamic belief, it's believed that if an individual passes on, he or she is going back to the Mecca, and that is what consoles every Muslim or individual who practices Islamic religion. So it's a sign that at least the faith within which the Muslims have, that these people that have died in line of duty are going back to their Mecca, and they've been able to fulfill all their ways in this country. It's a step in the right direction. So some of the comments that came up on X when this event was being held yesterday, from Juliana PhD, she says that a man who dies exemplary is better than a man who lives as a villain. Jenny Home, Comrade Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad, your passion for social change is what you would be remembered for. To him we came, and to him we return. And that individual has quoted a part of the Quran. Also over the weekend, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, also tweeted saying that today we attend the burial rites of Dr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad and Alhaji Muniru Muhammad, 2 of our 8 compatriots who lost their lives in the tragic accident. We laid them to rest with dignity and honor in accordance with Islamic tradition and practices. We committed their souls to the Almighty and extended our condolences and support to their families. May Allah grant them Junatwal, if I really mentioned it right, and give comfort to all who mourn their passing. Another one too from ERD8 says that this is sad. Rest in peace, Dr. Mutala Muhammad, Minister of State and staunch follower of Stonebwoy's music, who was tragically killed in a military helicopter crash alongside 7 others, state officials, including Dr. Omani Boama and Alhaji Muhammad. Yesterday, I watched on Upside Down show on Channel One TV, where Dr. Ibrahim Mutala was having a conversation with Nana Tufo-Boateng and Frema Edunyame, and you can tell how vibrant this man is and the kind of things he's done for himself and even in Parliament. Yeah, it was just interesting that these things have all come to play, and unfortunately, we've lost these individuals. So that is it for the first part of the trends. What do you have again on the lighter note in trends?
So on a lighter note, we have Chivido 2025 that is trending, and if you're wondering what Chivido is, then probably you are living under a rock. Davido and Chioma finally got married, and the Americans are saying, how many times do they get married? They don't know. In Africa, we can get married as many times as we want, especially with our traditional wedding.
Yeah.
And after the traditional wedding, we get to do the white wedding. So yesterday they tied the knot in Miami that brought together a lot of, stars from all over the world. The ones from Europe, Africa, everybody was just there to celebrate Davido and Chioma.
And as not Davido says that this wedding cost $3.7 million.
Yeah, and he said cash.
In cash.
Cash.
$3.7 million.
In cash.
If I give you 0.001%.
They're not saying it well. He said dollars.
Dollars.
Yes.
If I give you 0.001% of that money, what will you use it for?
Ooh, baby.
$3.7 million
Right, yes.
event, yeah.
And it was a beautiful event. It was exciting. It was,
But Dangote
colorful.
was there.
No, Dangote was there for the same weekend again.
Yes.
Easy and Temi
Yes.
Temi Otedola got married.
yes.
So I think he was there for that one.
But I think
in
I saw
Iceland.
Dangote in this video as well.
Oh, then it's possible.
Remember, he visited both places.
It's actually possible.
He has a private jet, right?
Yes.
So he can move from one place to the
It's
other.
possible. So it was like a weekend of marriage for Nigerian superstars. That's
Wow.
Davido and Easy. Easy On was quite very quiet, but full of dignitaries,
Yeah.
and it happened all the way in Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Davido, I understand they did the traditional wedding in 2023.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
And now they've moved to do the white wedding, which has really caught attention. So you can see the two people there.
Yeah. So it's
couple.
two couples, but different styles of wedding.
Yeah.
One was very quiet, and one was, life of the party.
I'm seeing something on X says the Davido of Africa mention you. Okay, so drop your account details for 700k naira each. Make sure you are following. Anyway, that's one, is it?
Yeah.
So another one too from Cabana. Yeah, the Chief.
Yeah, Chief Kibana.
Good. Waiting paying me pass. Now waiting Davido show his groomsmen watch.
Now, when Davido showed him groomsmen watch, without my hands,
Oh.
because he didn't go.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What did he give the groomsmen watches each?
I
each
think
and
something. I don't know. I think they were all flexing their watches, but Kubana didn't go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting one there. Anyway, that is money for you. Someone was asking that between Davido and Burna Boy, who is the biggest artist?
We don't care about that right now. We don't want to start that fight right now.
And I want to say the hardest picture on the internet is Davido and Chioma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, all over. It's all about them, and their pictures and videos are everywhere.
And I think Davido himself, I think as a Twitter said, it pays to be a loyal wife. Chioma deserves everything. She's been very loyal. Yeah, so Chioma deserves everything. There was also another one too from Jay saying, having your songs played on your wedding day should make you feel untouchable. Yeah, it's true. Because you are having your songs being played on your wedding
And
day.
she was singing everything back to back.
Oh, really?
She was singing all the, like she knows all the lyrics. You could tell that she actually listens to everything before they release it to us.
Understand, Stonebwoy was one of them?
Yeah, Stonebwoy was
Davido's
yes,
on?
Davido's on.
Oh.
You know they have a song together, so
Yes.
yeah, so it's only normal.
Anyway, so that is what we have for you. In the trends. Very sad when we started with it, but this is on the lighter note for Davido, Chioma, Mr. Easy, and what's Mr. Easy's wife's name?
Temi Otedola.
Temi Otedola.
Yeah.
Let's bring you the video of the day.
God have mercy.
Well, sharing is caring, you know. Yeah, sharing is caring. If you decide not to share, we will steal it all.
Yeah.
And that is what the husband did. But anyway, that's the video of the day for you, just to put smiles on your face as we start the show. The second part of the show, Loretta Labi is on standby to serenade us as we kickstart the show. Enjoy.
I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty on the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the delivered us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory.
Welcome back, and that was some beautiful music to start up our morning as we prep up to get into the conversations of the day. So we are heading to our communities right now, and we are going to the Central region, specifically at Gomoa West District. And this time around, we are going to be looking at an issue of teenage pregnancy. I have so many questions, so many things going through my mind, because this community has actually recorded more than 30 cases of teenage pregnancy in the past year. We actually have a report on that by Akwesi Ado, who's our Central Regional Correspondent. And let's watch the report. Then after that, we'll be asking the pertinent questions and also try to get the answers to help solve this issue.
Over the past year, Gomoa Yeshiem, a community in the Gomoa West District, has recorded more than 30 cases of teenage pregnancy. Similar incidents have been reported in other parts of the district.
Teenage pregnancy, it's a problem here. At least every month we will get a teenager who is pregnant. So it is a cause of alarm here. For the past 1 year, roughly around 20 to 30. When you ask them the persons responsible, they'll say their classmates. There will be a few ones that the men are grown than the ladies.
The pregnancies were not planned. There are difficulties in even having access to transportation to even go and make their antenatal NHIS card active. Their partners are people who are just visitors who came for funeral or a festive season, a festival, and then they got pregnant in the process, and so you cannot really even trace the person back.
In many of these cases, the girls are impregnated by adults rather than their peers.
Efi boarding house no wako day. Anything my baby do obi aje me atena ne fia me ne no wa ha no.
Be ma na onene fa afro no onim no ote say wanyini ana oye ne colleague.
To 49 years. Ne akola 17 years.
Disturbingly, there are also reports implicating some teachers, a development that has drawn the attention and concern of the Regional Education Directorate.
Even more disturbing are the few instances where some teachers abuse their position of trust by engaging in inappropriate relationship with students. Such behavior is totally unacceptable and will not be tolerated under any circumstances. Our schools must be safe, nurturing spaces where students, especially our girls, can learn without fear.
For many of the girls, early pregnancy abruptly ends their education, limits their future prospects, and places a heavy burden on their social and economic well-being as they struggle to care for themselves and their children.
Me papa on sham na mama so na eyade. Tina mama banis. Me we crampo skanka mudi bayin na yinyepi. Yakobo bosia na mudi bayin. Abande ombwane Ghana yede. Ombwane me ntumi anshe.
Community leaders, deeply worried about the trend, largely attribute it to financial hardships faced by parents stemming from a lack of sustainable jobs in the area.
Parents must be disciplined. Their children also need to be disciplined. Teachers must be disciplined. Every stakeholder must be disciplined in this fight against teenage pregnancy. In regards to unemployment, the community, for some years now, we have taken initiative to get a university campus here. And we are hoping that when that thing materializes, we hope it will create a lot of employment for our youth here.
Speaking during the Gomuatakwa Akwangbo Festival, the chief of the community, Nana Atakwakwa Ijiri Opusu VII, described the situation as a crisis. He urged government to provide employment opportunities to help address the problem. In the meantime, the chief has established an educational fund and introduced other interventions aimed at reducing teenage pregnancies in the area.
Majority of us are farmers, peasant farmers for that matter, and hardly they get money to support their children. So I decided to establish the education fund. We've launched it. Now the plans are on the way to support and increase funds into their account. Now when they complete SHS, that's the end for them because they hardly seek or find employment elsewhere. So I'm entreating all the government agencies. They should come and establish technical and vocational school here than to establish a secondary school.
Wow. 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 That's the only thing I can say for now. It's quite heartbreaking to actually see, you know, these young ones actually put their lives in such risk. And I would say it's all because of ignorance. Ignorance of not knowing the effects of teenage pregnancy, ignorance of the parents and the teachers not also knowing how this affects not just the child but the community as you know, as a whole. Because I feel like at the end of the day, people don't even realize that this affects you economically in a way. Yeah. Because
17 to 49.
Yeah, so this is not just only a case of, you know, them having sexual intercourse with their age mates, but this is also a case of statutory rape. Do you understand? Because if you're 17 and the person is 49, maybe
the man is actually luring you because of finances.
Finances, obviously.
And what we also understand is this is actually sort of not the first time. So a story we have here is that more than 30 cases of teenage pregnancy have been recorded in Gomwa Enyim, if I got the name right, in Gomwa West District of the Central Region within the past year. That's 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Raising concern over a growing trend across the district. So what is happening in this community that most of the children or the teenagers are getting pregnant? Is it that it's something that becomes fanciful, that a friend got pregnant and I would want to also jump in there and also put to birth, or like it stated in the report, some sort of hardship is there. Also trying to get job is also another problem. We speak to the authorities that be and ask all these questions. According to a City News report that Akwesiado also filed, health experts in other communities in the district have also confirmed an increase in cases. So not in this particular community alone.
Yeah.
So in the entire district, maybe the district chief executive or the municipal chief executive would have questions to answer. With incident in Gomwa Enyim occurring monthly.
I think it's just, you know, when I listen to this, the most important thing I see here, or one of the pressing issues I see here, is the lack of sexual education or sex education. A lot of times when we talk about sex education, the first thing that comes into the mind of a lot of people, I know it's out of ignorance, because you don't understand. When you say sex education, the first thing that comes into people's mind is, oh, you want to teach the children how to have sex. But no, it's not about teaching the children how to have sex, but it's about teaching the kids about, you know, their reproductive system, one, and the healthy ways to go about, you know, sexual issues.
Yeah.
I saw, in fact, it was on Friday when we were reading the newspaper review, there was one of the headlines that you read about the increase of teaching people about their reproductive system and you know, the safe way, you know, to go about sex and everything. It's important that we talk about these things. It's important that we teach the kids these things. When you look elsewhere, let me use England, for example. England, there was a movie on Netflix called Sex Education. Yes, sex education was a bit raw, but it was for adolescents. It was for teenagers. If you sit down and watch it sometime, if you're an African parent, you'll be like, oh, isn't this too much? But at the end of the day, they were actually teaching very important points when it comes to sex, when it comes to the teenager's body, when it comes to the adolescent's body. Let's not lie, these kids are going through changes every day. As they're growing, they begin to feel things. As the girls grow, their breast begins to protrude out. They start to get their periods. They start to have certain feelings. Do you talk about these issues with your children? No, because you are even afraid to say sex. But it's important. It's just sex. And when you have these conversations with the children and teach them how to do things the right way, it will curb this issue. Instead of us thinking that because it's called sex education, you want to teach them how to have sex. I remember when that issue came up, I think it was before COVID or during that COVID period, when the issue of sex education, you know, a lot of people say, oh, no, you want to teach your children LGBTQ. But it was not an issue of LGBTQ. It's just the right way to do things, to curb these issues. Teach the children body autonomy. If they taught that little girl body autonomy, I don't think a 49-year-old man will be telling her, come and take.
Maybe because of financial reasons.
That's what I'm saying. Even the financial reasons. If you teach a child safe sex, you know that if I get pregnant at this age, school stops. My mom and dad doesn't have money. Everything literally stops for me. My life will be like Amma that was pregnant yesterday. Oh, look at Amma. Is she living a cute life? No, she's not living a cute life. It's hard for her. Do you understand? But you don't teach them all these things and you expect them to know how life will be? Do people teach them how to use condoms? No, we're even afraid to even show them condoms. But you need to teach them these things. It is the hard truth, whether we like it or not. You need to sit them down, teach them about these things because they are humans and their bodies are beginning to feel things. Sit the boys down, teach them. If you get this person pregnant at this age, apart from her life stopping, your life is also going to stop because you are not going to become a father and take care of your child.
Very true.
Yeah.
Anyway, joining us is Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi Addo to let us understand most of the questions we've been asking here concerning this teenage pregnancy in the Guma West District. Akwesi, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
You went to the district to file this report. From what we understand here, which communities are facing this challenge?
Okay, so it's the entire Gumwa West District, except to say that we decided to highlight the situation in Gumwa Isiam community because we realized the numbers there were quite alarming, because for a single community to record about 30 teenage pregnancy cases within 1 year, then it means it is something that should be of a major concern to us. So it's the entire district, but we are recording huge numbers in the Gomwisiam community.
And when you spoke to the senior midwives or the health providers in the district, what did they say that their major challenge is when they are to take care of these teenagers as they go through antenatal or the entire process before they put to birth?
So one, these are unplanned pregnancies, and then two, these are teenagers. They are young. And so taking care of themselves, providing some essential needs for themselves becomes a problem. Even getting money for transportation to visit the various facilities for antenatal care is something that is always difficult for them. And then two, after they've even delivered, they even struggle to pay the minor bills that would rise out of it, because we know that there is this free maternal healthcare policy, but then also there are certain items that would have to be provided by the mother, and so sometimes the health workers have to, sacrifice and then look for those resources for them. And even catering for the baby is also a major challenge for these persons. Now, when we spoke to them, when the teenagers visit these facilities, they take records as in whom the father is or who is responsible for the pregnancy. And then what they are telling us is that in some instances it involves peers of the teenagers, and so the persons who put these girls in the motherhood way are also teenagers. And then there are also instances where they are impregnated by teachers, and that is a major concern because someone who is supposed to be teaching the girl gets pregnant, and then it affects her education. And so it's a major source of worry. And sometimes also what they are telling us is that the girls who get pregnant are even not able to trace who the father of their baby is.
Is that to say they have multiple sex partners?
Not exactly so, but because you do know that in the Gomwa enclave, within the month of August and then September, where these cases are recorded, we have several of the communities celebrating the Ahoba Cafe, popularly known as the Akwambo Festival. And so patrons of the festivals and then other social events like funerals, when they visit these communities, engage in affairs with these girls. And then after we are done with all these festivities, the girls would realize they are pregnant, and it becomes difficult for them to trace the people who are responsible.
Right. So, Akwesi, I want to know what is actually done to any perpetrator, say anyone that commits statutory rape, especially for the fact that you are older. Maybe the teachers should know better. And I'm sure the teachers know that, you know, when you sleep with someone underage, it is termed as statutory rape. So what is done to these people when such, you know, incidents happen?
Sadly, I cannot point to a single case where someone was punished for committing such acts. In the sense that mostly parents of the girls and then the person responsible would decide to, handle the matter at home. And so what would be done is that they agree into an agreement that, look, if you impregnated this girl, make sure you bear responsibility. There is this case that we were following, and what happened was that the person who impregnated this 17-year-old student is actually a husband of a teacher who teaches the girl. And so when these girls go to the teacher's house to perform some chores for her, the man took advantage and then got her impregnated. And it was discussed between the mother of the girl that he would bear responsibility. And when I spoke to the woman, she was telling me that the man is not actually performing the responsibility, just as it was discussed between them.
Wow. Right. So let's say the mother of the child that was involved in this issue, is she the only parent of the child? Say like there's no father, or she's like a single mother, or maybe the father is not available. What's the situation like?
She is a single mother, and then sadly it has even affected her livelihood.
Of course it will.
Because she lived in Kaswa prior to the girl becoming pregnant. She lived in Kaswa, and then the girl was schooling in the Gomwa West District, and she was doing this detergent and liquid soap. That was what she was living on, and then she was using them to cater for the child. So when the girl became pregnant, she also wouldn't want the child's education to be affected. So she had to relocate to the Gomwa Muzano community. And it is someone that has offered her accommodation, just so she can be able to take care of the child. And in that community, she doesn't have the resource to be doing what she was doing in Kaswa. And even if she is able to, produce this detergent, the market in that particular area is not something that, is so vibrant.
I have a couple of questions to ask. First, the fathers, so to speak, of these babies or the people who have impregnated these teenagers, per what you received from the senior midwife or the midwives from the various health facilities, did they say that these men show up during the process antenatal before they put to bed?
No, of course. No.
They don't show up?
Because they don't show up at the facility. And sometimes they would even show up, but like in the cases where it involves peers of the girls, they are equally unemployed. They may also be students. And so even if they show up, what can they do?
Right. What
And
about
the parents of the boys also would be considering that, look, we are catering for you, and then you've gone to impregnate someone, so we cannot take care of you and your wife. So you choose one. And the boys would obviously choose to be taken care for the education by their parents, instead of saying that, okay, let me drop out of school, and then so that you would use the resources in taking care of my wife. So this is a very serious matter that needs urgent attention.
What about the chiefs? What about the people in charge of these people? The elders, the chiefs, you know, people who should know better. What do they have to say about this? Or do they just, you know, go along with life like nothing is going on just because these are girls that do not have anything to do with them in the sense of maybe they're not their relations?
Right. So the chiefs have to begin taking action. So, for instance, in the Gomua Takwa community, the chief has showed out some intervention. And when I spoke to him, what he told me was that sometimes these factors or these pregnancies come as a result of, financial difficulties on the part of parents of these girls, because the parents are not well-to-do enough to take care of their children. So they feel that, okay, if this guy is giving me some 5 CDs or 10 CDs on a daily, let me also give him and then accept his proposal. Then they get pregnant. So what the chief has done is that he has established an educational fund. This would cater for needy but brilliant students. And it would run from the basic school level through to secondary, and then, if possible in the future, to the tertiary. So that is what the chief of the Gomua Takwa, which is an adjoining community to Gomua HCM, Nana Atakwakwa, Wofusu the 7th, is doing. And then beyond that, he has called on government to establish either a technical or some sort of a tertiary educational institute in the area, because he believes that it will keep people busy as well as even, ignite the interest of these young girls to pursue education to the highest level. And so he wants government to step in and then to consider this as a crisis, just so it can be able to be dealt with, because he fears in the near future it will be difficult to, get a single female from the community who has advanced in education and then, taking care of themselves properly, because the rate at which these girls are getting pregnant is very alarming.
Well, it will be very important that these chiefs come together and do something important like what the Gomua Takwa chief has started. We will speak to him shortly. But Akwesi, let's understand the district itself. Paint us a picture. The people there, what do they do now that the teenagers or the youth there, they are complaining about unemployment, no work here, no work there? Is it a farming community, or what exactly is it? Let us understand the place proper.
Okay, so the Gomua West District, the two predominant occupations are fishing and then farming. So, we have the coastal communities like Mamport, Apam, and then some other communities. Then we have the other areas like the Rampong, Takwa, due to SCM, the landlocked areas, and the farmers. The people there are predominantly farmers. And these are peasant farmers. They do not farm on commercial basis. And so they go to the farm, they get some little produce, they take it to either the Aguna Pedro market, if they're able to get market, fine. If they don't, they bring their produce back to the house. And so that's how the economic situation there. And you see, when I spoke with the regional director of education, the records they have, we have the Apam Senior High School in the district. Then we also have the Mozano Senior High. Then we have the Comsec College of Music Senior High School. And then there is another one, Gumwa Senior High School, which is in the Rampong.
Okay.
So 3 out of these 4 schools have recorded, pregnancy. So in the last WASI that was taken, a number of girls were recorded to be pregnant in 3 of the schools.
Wow. So the area you just mentioned is after Winneba.
Yes, after Winneba.
After Winneba, that's the Gumwa West area.
Yes, so the district shares boundary with the Gumwa Central District, Aguna West Municipality, and then the Efutu Municipality, and then this area, Ekumpi.
I could say thank you so much for this in-depth understanding and also details you've shared with us concerning this troubling story from Gumwa West. And if you know the place very well, Apam area, Gumwa Derampon, well, if you're on your way to Cape Coast, right after Winneba, the runabout, you head towards Cape Coast. That community is not far from the Winneba area. And if this is what we are bringing you here on Channel 1 TV concerning teenage pregnancy, 30 cases recorded in a year, then it's a very sad event. But I also think that education is very important when it comes to these things, and also parenting.
Yeah.
Very important, because you go to a place like Jamestown. I'm not going anywhere far from us. Jamestown is also a fishing community.
It's also the same thing.
And you'd go there and parents are like not bothered about the upbringing of their kids. They are not bothered about things their children are doing. And you know, children will easily pick either a good behavior or a bad behavior easily.
Yes.
Like the Bible says that show me your friend and I'll show you your character or something. So if then again you are in the midst of a bad company, certainly you would be or you would definitely develop that character.
Yeah.
So you go to a place like Jamestown and the parent, instead of schooling or ensuring that the fees are paid for the kid, the parent would rather go and buy a new cloth for funeral. That's very sad. Parenting is very important. We have on the line Nana Ata Kwakwa Oposu the 7th, and he's the chief for Gumwa Takwa. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you are doing well.
Yes, I'm doing well.
Well, we know what is happening in your area, but you'll be able to tell us better as the chief of the area concerning teenage pregnancy. Let's hear from you. What really is the problem with that in your area?
It's a big problem. The problem is, I can say, it's because there is no much work around the place. The children go to school and come without any gainful activity. And those who move from cities to that village take advantage of poverty rate. They only induce them with little money and then they follow them. So that's the main challenge.
Right.
And the parents who are not gainful employed, and they just sit down watching their children without any proper guidance or protection.
Right.
For how long has this problem been in the area? We understand that from the statistics we have or the data we have, last year 2024, over 30 cases were recorded. Is that something that started way back before we get in this data of 2024?
Yes, way back. You see, especially when they increase this, what do you call it, the sanitary pad or so. One family, maybe one, what do you call it, parents may have 2 or more
daughters,
female children. And every month they are to pay around 70 or 75 weeks for the 3 of them to buy pad alone. They find it difficult to get money to buy those pads for them. And before you could see, then they found other young guys or men who are working.
Nana, hold on. So you are saying that buying of sanitary pad is a problem, for which reason the teenagers who fall on their peers or people who are financially stable, and that increase the numbers regarding teenage pregnancy. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, it's one of the factors.
Wow.
So when they increased up their pad, I was annoyed. But fortunately these days, I learned school children or government is trying to supply free sanitary pad to them.
Right.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Right. So,
Yes.
Nana, my own question is, what is done to the men, the older men that actually rape these girls? Because I would call it rape, because they should know better that they are older and these girls are quite younger, which makes it statutory rape. What do you do to these men?
I've charged all the policemen around to arrest them. But the unfortunate aspect is some are raped, some are defilement. But the ladies, they find very difficult to tell us.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes you could see this girl is pregnant. Who is responsible? They will never mention names. Yeah, so we find it very difficult to even trace those guys to arrest them.
And now we understand that this is happening in the Gomuatakwa and other communities. If you are aware of these communities, can you share them with us?
Oh, the whole of Gomoa community. Yes, the whole Gomoa community, Gomuatakwa, Gomoa Shem, Gomoa Tesima, Gomoa Mankesi, like all the Gomoa communities. So they find it difficult. It's only 1 or 2 issues, then police get access to it, and they send them to court. Yeah.
Haven't you gotten people, or you've not received NGOs or government officials coming there to educate the youth and telling them exactly the ramification of engaging in sexual intercourse at that tender age?
After that one, the education, me myself, I've started in collaboration with Police Hospital, Kolebu. I have friends at Kolebu. Even recently, that was 1st May. I had friends who came and donated parts to the plenty. We've also engaged parents, advising them to take their responsibilities from the onset, from the onset. So we are self-education, we are on it. So we hope a few months to come, those things will reduce.
With what you've said, it looks like the parental involvement is very low. Is that the parents find pride in seeing their children pregnant? From what you know?
No, they don't find pride. But as you just said, early in the morning they will leave them. They will go for their farms and leave them behind. They will come in the evening. And the children too, they find very difficult to tell them. Recently, I don't know that particular community, a lady mentioned 3 people at the same time that this man is responsible, this man is responsible, this man is responsible. And you understand the case is in court. Wow. For the parents' involvement is low.
Wow.
Right.
As the traditional authority, together with other authorities in this area or in the Gomoa communities? What are you doing about this? What are some of the measures you are putting up in your own small way to curb the situation?
As of now, the communities with about 16 of us, 16 towns, have come together. All the chiefs and the queen mothers, we've come together to form an association. And then we started inviting resource persons to tell us more about this program, so that we can also go to our various communities and advise them.
Right.
We've also engaged all the teachers that this PTA. I was the one who was forcing that this PTA to come back to the schools. So when we go and meet teachers, parents who will be involved, then we tell them their responsibility. Sometimes they say, go to school. They spend much time with teachers than the parents.
Right.
So we identify all those problems, and then we are solving it. And I hope by few months to come, it will yield results, good results.
But you also said employment or job creation and all that. Are there measures in that regard to at least develop the skills of these teenagers so they would be a little bit financially stable and they wouldn't be lured by the older men or by their peers with a 1 cedi, 2 cedi, 3 cedis, so that eventually they get pregnant?
Yes, we've written letters to some stakeholders. But in my small way, I've established a catfish pond, then they engage them. They go to the fish pond to work, and then they give them small money for their upkeep. And then the other committees to someone to Gary processing, at least also pushing them. But the issue is, you see, when they go to this secondary school, I am agitating that all those secondary schools around my place to be sent to technical and vocational schools. Yeah, so those who went to this secondary school, they've come back home. Even though they completed the senior high or so, we are there doing nothing. We are there doing nothing. Even the JSS, I remember during our time, we were having school gardens.
Yeah.
During vacation and our day or something, I've forgotten those things. Yes, we do all those things. We sell some of the livestock and then fowl and what have you. We were having school gardens, but this day they don't have school gardens. At our place, we have learned for school gardens, but it is not allowed. I don't know whether it's government policy or which policy. They don't have school gardens, they don't have school farms.
Wow. Well, Chris, you want to ask him something. But before you go, I want you to make a passionate appeal. I'm sure the gender ministry may one way or the other get to hear of this. Education ministry, same. Local government ministry too, same. Any appeal from you to benevolent organizations or individuals, and also the government, to immediately find a solution to this problem? Because if we do not solve it now, the case is 30. It may move to 50, then 100. Then we don't know what will become of the youth in Gomoa West. Any passionate appeal you want to make?
Yes, I am appealing to government, Minister for Education, Gender, and all those ministries, that they should quickly, as a matter of urgency, come to Gomoa, especially Gomoa Takwa and its environment, that we have 1,001 ways that we can do to engage our children, the youth especially. Gaining senior secondary school, just cookies going to school, it won't help them. Our place, computer, we don't even know much about computers. So all that we want is, we want government or NGOs to come and establish cottage industry. At least their parents will have access to funds to support them.
Well, Nana, thank you so much. Nana Atakwakwa Opusu the 7th is the chief of Gomoa Takwa, and he is telling us what really is happening in the Gomoa West area concerning teenage pregnancy. Chris, I just can't think far. You want to say pad for sex?
Yeah.
Sanitary pad for sex?
It actually happens. It happens. If you speak to most of the NGOs or ladies that actually help most of these communities with pads, they actually tell you the same thing. It's the same story everywhere. It's the same story in every community that has this problem. So you are trying to help the girl get a pad. You're trying to help the girl with her menstrual life. But at the end of the day, she is met with a situation that gets her pregnant instead.
So that you can stop buying pads for 9 months?
And it's not that. It's not that so that you can stop buying pads for 9 months. But it's just, if you give me this, I give you that. If you give me this, I give you... It's an exchange thing. But anyway, I still believe that this whole thing needs like a holistic, approach. But then before we actually, go into...
The viewers should join us with their messages. 0204447033. The text lines are on the screen. Please, let's find a solution to this problem in Gomoa West, because it's becoming a big problem. We have the Education Director for Central Region, Dr. Juliet Dufie Utame, joining us live for us to have conversations around this. Hello, madam. Good morning.
Good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
God has been gracious to us.
We thank God. We thank God. Has this issue of teenage pregnancy in the Gomoa West district or municipality come to your attention as the district or the Education Director for the entire region, that is Central Region?
Good morning to you and good morning to your listeners. I must say yes. During the BET exam, as part of our monitoring, we gather data on teenage pregnancy as well as nursing mothers and those that have also decided to continue. So this issue came up, not only for Gomoa Central, but some other districts too. Yeah.
Right. So, Doc, I just have one question to ask. Why hasn't comprehensive sex education, been added to, say, the syllables of schools?
We have them. We've been doing it.
Right.
We've been doing it. So we have our girls' desk officer at the various districts working together with school desk officers. And so we've been giving them the sensitization as well as the education.
Right.
So we've been doing it. And we have intensified it even the more as we got the data on the ground, especially for this year's BEC examination.
Doc, I want to find out from you, have you visited the communities that are recording these cases? And if yes, what has been your findings on the grounds resulting to the numerous cases we are seeing concerning teenage pregnancy?
Yeah, we have. I visited one or two of them, and we saw that most of the causes are lack of parental care. And lots of the girls that we spoke with, they are not even staying with their parents. Some of them are staying with people that, men, and I would say boys that disguise themselves as philanthropists and they want to help sponsor their education, and at the end of the day, they lure them into sex practices. Others is also about broken homes. And for Gomoa, for instance, most of them is about poverty. When we look at the district, most of the children are living on their own, or their parents do not care and they have to take care of their own needs. And so because of that, a lot of them have become prey to this menace. And it is something we are discussing with stakeholders to come on board to help us if not eradicate, reduce this drastically. It is a concern to the direction, and we believe that with sensitization and proper education, we will get there.
All right, so talking about sensitization and proper education, how has that been going? Are the students receiving it well? Do they understand what they are being taught? And whoever that is teaching them, does the person understand how to teach them? Because it's one thing to say you are teaching them and one thing to teach them properly for them to understand.
Okay, what we've been doing with the sensitization is that we go there to talk to them, and this one we do it in collaboration with the health service, our girls officers, and then other people that are ready to help. And I believe that I also want to say that the recent initiative by the government to supply sanitary pads, I believe is going a long way to help, because most of the girls, because of this pads they have to buy, that has also put them into such situations. And so I know with this sanitary pad policy and other sensitization we are putting the girls through, we have the girls club for them, and then we are appealing to the churches as well as the mosques to also take up such initiatives. And so for Gomoa, for the central region in general, we've received 751,000 packets of pads, sanitary pads, that we have distributed to the various districts, and they have also distributed to the various schools for onward reception by the children. And so we are monitoring closely for that. And day to day, the desk officers go and give us reports with their response. And so we know that as we have started this initiative, it will help. And we also need the media to always put us on tone, so that wherever we know you can beef up, we are ready to work with you. And so I see this as a collaboration between all stakeholders. We have started, and we want more support from your units and other people.
Wow. With what is happening in the Gomoa West district, has it affected teaching and learning, and has it also affected turnout when it comes to schools?
Yeah, it's in fact, it's quite alarming with that huge number, because it's just some few, and I must say that these are visible ones. There may be, that is those that you can see, that immediately you see the person, the person is pregnant. But there may be more, and that is why, it's not all the children that could go to school when they are in such a situation. But we are appealing to them to come. That is why even when you give birth, we don't allow you to stay in the house. We have programs for nursing mothers. During the DEC, we had some of them that are put to bed, and they are there to write the exam. We have this policy, that's re-entry. So after that, we encourage them, come. And even now with the CSHS, you come. Even if you are pregnant and the day even you deliver, we are asking you to come. So this is what we have been telling the girls. And I put it in a funny way, that when you are pregnant, it is not sickness. And so far as you can even come, and your delivery that day, you get somebody to deliver you in the classroom, it is better, because that shouldn't terminate your education. But those that are shy, we are still encouraging to come. But most of them, after that, they come because they see the environment as safe. We are now preaching safe schools, where we are entreating teachers to welcome such children, and we are entreating the children to also avail themselves for any counseling session.
Right.
We are beefing up our counseling units. We are empowering them to go all out for our girls, and we know that we will succeed.
Right.
And next year, we will not get this report again.
Right. I like that, and well done to you and your team for that. But now let's come to the teachers who take advantage of the students. What happens to them? Because they are there. A lot of them are there.
And have you recorded any case like that?
Yes, we've recorded some few that the children come out, or we find out our own investigation will come out. Yes, we have our code of conduct and ethics for the profession. So when we find out something like that, we investigate. Then we put the person before the discipline committee. We have various sanctions, and we apply the sanctions.
And does the sanction involve not ever teaching again? Not ever being in the position of handling students?
Yeah, most of them we recommend to the DS Council through the Director General, and then they look at it. Some are even dismissed. There were times they dismissed some teachers from the profession because they have breached the code. And so the sanctions are there. So once the person is caught, we process it, and at the regional directorate, you can't dismiss a teacher at that level. The person must pass through the processes. And as the lawyers will say, you give the person also the chance to express himself. So that's why we place the person before the discipline committee, and all other processes follow. And so if it calls for the dismissal, GS doesn't hesitate to do that.
The victims, are they mostly in junior high or senior high? Which of them?
Mostly is the senior high school. It's just some few occasions that we record the junior high students also falling victims like that. But most of the time is the senior high schools that we record some of these.
But why is it rampant in the senior high schools? Because I know in these schools they aren't paying fees, and also like you indicated, aside the sanitary pad issue, why should it be a lot more in the senior high schools?
Even the senior high, others come, and I mentioned about COVID. They may want one or two things, and then even the pad issue that I mentioned. And so that is why I'm saying that with this provision for the pad, we want to see results, and we want to see whether as part of the cost, these ones will take. And some of them also take advantage of the girls, of our teenagers. These girls, most of them are vulnerable, they are ignorant.
Yeah.
And, they lure them to march and then other things. And sometimes through this social media thing, that has come. Most of our students are with phones. We have preached this to parents that don't give the phones to the students. Let them come. Phones are not to be used on schools. And our kids, they are always there for those things. So the teachers, some of them will lure them and then put them into sex relationships. And so that is why they become victims.
Doc, before we let you go, the chief for Gomwatakwa indicated that there are some measures they are putting in place to address the concerns or this issue in their communities. Have you engaged the traditional authorities? And if yes, what are the measures you are putting in place to get maybe themselves or the opinion leaders to help resolve this problem?
Actually, the district directly, they have been having that engagement. And normally they do that during their school performance appraisal meetings, where they have stakeholder meetings. And these are some of the topical issues that come up. And so I spoke to the director not long, I think about 3 or 4 days ago, and they are planning for this year's home. After the DCC results, they have this stakeholder meeting, and these are the causes that come. So they analyze whether it is better or the situation is getting better than the previous year. So we are following these hotspot areas. It's not only Bomwa West. I know Aspen also have been recording such increase in numbers of teenage pregnancy. And these are mostly through top port areas. And so we are working assiduously towards that.
Astin, is it the entire Astin community or constituency-wise? Is it North Central?
Constituency, in fact, the Astin Enclave, I would say Astin Enclave.
Wow.
Both the North and the South.
Is that also a coastal area?
Sorry, no, it's not a coastal area.
Okay, so in the central region, is Gomwa West and Asing. That's what you're saying?
Yes, that is what I've noticed as the hotspot area for such incidents.
So if they are supposed to develop some sort of skills for these young ones, what will you recommend? Because looking at the fact that they are saying that financial-wise they are not stable and all that, which is resulting in most of the cases, as the district or the Central Regional Director of Education, what will you recommend so that at least these children will be financially stable a little as they go about their day-to-day activities?
Yeah, we are seeing whether we can work closely with the social welfare at the district, as well as those in charge of the lead, so that they give support to their children. They give support to their children because most of them are living alone, as I say. And I think, for instance, what we noticed was the galamsey.
Okay.
The boys will drop up, go and get money, come and lure our girls into sex situation. So this is also a pain to us. So we are working with the assembly so that we sit down and sit and draw plans so that we are able to sustain this. Because you see, some of them, we can't even find their parents. They live on their own. And so if any support should come, it's a social welfare, as well as those in charge, if they can roll them into this LEAP program so that they know that at the end of the day, there is something to fall on. Other than that, we cannot do anything.
Doc, before you go, any appeal you want to make? We've given the platform. If you want to make any appeal, Oliver Twist, you asking for more interventions that can help your efforts to address this concern.
Thank you very much for this platform. And we are appealing to all stakeholders that education is not only for Ghana education. We need collaboration from everyone. Our hands and our doors are open. Any suggestion, we welcome it. Help us. Be a whistleblower to us. And let us expose anybody who is exhibiting any deviant behavior, and together we can make Central Region a model of education for everybody.
Dr. Juliet Dufie-Utame, grateful for your time, and we are also grateful that anytime we call on you, you make time to talk to us concerning issues in your region. We are also all helping to resolve the numerous issues in this country. Mind you, on Channel 1 TV, we tell the stories, and we are definitely empowering the change that is needed. Chris, I just want to say that if the gender ministry is aware of this, maybe they don't have to pay much attention to these communities, because for the ladies, once the education goes down well, there has to be something like monitoring. If they are not monitored well, the guys with the money will still come and lure them into whatever we are preaching against. So if there can be some monitoring done to ensure that these issues are resolved and the concerns that we are raising are addressed. Again, the education ministry, I don't know whether a kind of program can be tailored for people within communities like this, because when the chief spoke, he said that people go to the senior high schools, who do the science, who do the business, who do all the courses, written courses, not practical, but when they come back home, they have nothing to do, and that they are forced to move in with these guys and do what they are supposed to do before they can get ends meet. Also, when it comes to the local government ministry, you also have a role to play in this. How are you monitoring the districts, the municipalities to go down there to also help in the education? Not to forget about parents, because if the parents have also raised up their hands in despair that we are not concerned about whatever is happening to our wards, certainly this is what we are going to face. But like the Central Regional Education Director has stated, Dr. Otame has stated, it's happening within Gomwa West and also Astin. There may be other communities or other areas in the central region and nationwide. Maybe a holistic approach must be devised to resolve this entire problem, because it's very troubling.
I think one of the holistic approaches to, on this is actually not just the schools. Apart from educations with the students, we also need the education with parents, because it seems like most parents are very ignorant of the problem that is going on, and they don't even realize how their actions will affect the child. And after that, you also look at the community. The community also needs to make space, or they need to find a way to have like sexual health services for people in those areas. People like Mary Stopes. Mary Stopes sort of like helps with all those issues with sexual health, and it's important that we bring sexual health services to the teenagers, to young ones, so they can actually find someone to speak to. Maybe I'm afraid to talk to my parents, maybe I'm afraid to talk to my teacher. I can walk in here without being judged. Here will be our safe space. We need something like that at the end of the day. In as much as we say, as much as they say they're teaching sex education in school, what kind of sex education are they teaching? To what extent? Do you understand? It's not just the basic biology that we need to know, but you have to go in deep, and talk about the real things that are bothering people, the real things that affect people. And when you talk about sex education, people think it's just about having sex, but at the end of the day, you also talk about abstinence. You also talk about infections, STIs, and when I listened to the chief and also listened to it was the chief, that some of the girls don't even know who impregnated them because this person might have come. Listen, this person that is having sex with you, do you know where he comes from? Do you know what he has given you?
It's a
and then this same girl will now have sex with someone else. And now that's how the infection spread, and that's how diseases spread, and that's what we're hearing. The number of this is increasing, and it's scary. And you see, the fact that the doc actually talked about these young girls living with different people. I'm going to use the one in my house as an example. My house help. I asked her, who are you living with? Because I want to see your parents, I want to see your uncles. When she said she wanted to move to my house, I said, so who are you staying with in Accra? Oh, my boyfriend. I said, wait, all this while you've been working here, you've been with a man. I said, are you planning to get married? He said he will marry me.
Not yet.
Not yet. So there's this issue of he said he will marry me. He didn't marry her. Please, I tell her, please, if you're going to work here, you cannot get pregnant. I don't want any issues of pregnancy, and I don't want you to suffer because you got pregnant. I had to talk to her through that side of the education. And now I was like, are you safe with this person? She promised she was safe until last 2 months. She said, Auntie, I want to move here. I said, why? What happened? He was abusing her. He was beating her up.
Whoa.
And I said, did you tell your mom? My mom said I should leave. I said, so your mom knows that you are living with a man.
Well, so it tells you that the parents are also part of it. Parenthood is actually a work, it's a job. If you are not ready, don't go into it. That's how come the young ones must also be checked now, because if the teenagers are getting pregnant and they are not ready for this, they shouldn't do it. And authorities must check it.
It's a ripple effect at the end of the day. They end up becoming like those mothers.
We have some messages. Our viewers are joining us with messages. Says, good morning, please. With these figures of 30 teenage pregnancy at Gomwatakwa, then the rate of which HIV spreading will be high. So NACP and Ghana AIDS Commission should organize community screening for these communities. This is coming from a guesting from Takrade.
All right.
Good morning, Channel 1 TV. Joshua, this is my name. Teenage pregnancy is becoming rampant because the negligence of the parents, like we are indicating here. Can also tell you on authority that these young ones and boys know better as compared to their parents. They learn a lot of nasty things on the internet and become curiosity. They tend to be proactive or to practice it. Visit the social media, especially TikTok, and see if the system hasn't failed us. You have some messages there?
Yeah, Breakfast Daily. I'm a teacher in Sin South District Central Region. 3 girls have been pregnant in my school from 2023 to 2025. This situation is very unfortunate. And the last one here, anonymous from Ampam, Gomwa West. I had 2 of such cases in my school, and per the narrations of the girls, it appeared their parents have no idea where they sleep at night and where they spend their time in the evenings before they sleep.
So I seen South District, a message has come from there, like Chris read, and also Apam in the Gomwa West area. Please, the authorities, you have to be up and doing, because like I keep saying here, that they said we were the future leaders. Now we are the leaders. The upcoming ones or the young ones are the future leaders. We wouldn't want to destroy them, see them destroy their lives before they get up there. In there, Gomwa West or Astin, you can find a minister there. You can find a nurse there. You can find an engineer there. You can actually find a president there. But it's all with monitoring, coaching, guidance, which is needed to bring up these children so that they'll become what you want them to be in our society.
Yeah.
And parenthood, I keep saying, it's not a joke. If you don't want to do it, don't enter.
And apart from that, people should stop forcing people to be parents. Stop forcing people to be parents.
So
that is one of the problems. Some people are not cut out to be parents at all. It's not their thing. And it's okay for a woman to say, I do not want to be a mother. But we see society trying to force people. And at the end of the day, these are some of the things that we see. They just neglect these children because it's not their thing.
Not their thing. Yes.
It's okay for you to say you don't want to be a parent. And also, to parents that are watching right now, you might not be in Gomwa, you might not be in the central region right now, but it's important to take care of your kids. If you have adolescent kids, start talking to them, especially the girls, about body autonomy. Talk to them, let them have this education from you first, unless they will go out and learn it somewhere else.
And funny how the predators are just close.
Very, very close.
Yeah,
they're never far.
From you. No.
Sometimes they live in the
close.
same house.
Yeah, they're very close to you. And now that vacation, people are home.
Oh, yeah.
The children are moving. BC2, I don't know if they've gone to school yet. I don't know about that. But everybody's home. Everything's some.
And the kids and the parents are working.
Yeah, so please, let's be careful out there as children and also the parents. You'd have to take charge of your wards. Authorities, like I keep saying, the leadership, the buck stops with leadership. If the leadership fails, we have failed. We go for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll bring you more on the show.
Bleu,
shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. This is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through till 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205-973-973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
The party itself has said that whenever you're in opposition, you should choose flag bearers early.
So what you are trying to tell me is that you want somebody who is going out to come and select a leader for you. So the next person will come and say, but how did they select him?
Direct victim of attack, violent attack.
Where and when?
The first one happened in Parliament. I was pregnant.
Now, for me, it was legitimized by a radio or TV station giving her a position to work.
So for you, take issue with GH1 and what and giving her the platform.
That is where the minority is. We are on them. We've asked questions.
President Mahama will be a mean president if he prioritizes only his children and DCP. He needs to demonstrate a Ghanaian government.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily. My name is Ni Komite Kome and this is proudly powered by GhanaWeekend.com. Now let's get into our first highlight. Singer Mr. Easy has tied the knot with Temi Otedola, daughter of Nigerian billionaire Femi Otedola, in a private wedding at Reykjavik's Hallgrímskirkja Church. The ceremony, adorned with flowers and closed to the public, was attended by close family and friends, including DJ Kapi, Aliko Dangote, and Brother Shaggy. The couple, engaged since 2022 April, have kept most details of their big day under wraps. Now to our second highlight, and we still stay on weddings because Afrobeat superstar Davido has married his longtime partner Chioma Rowland in a lavish white wedding in Miami, Florida. The intimate yet star-studded celebration featured leading figures from entertainment, sports, and business. Chioma dazzled in a custom gown, while Davido wore a designer suit with a seaside setting adding to the romance. The event highlighted both couples' enduring relationship and the global reach of Afrobeat culture. Now to our next highlight. Ghanaian artist Amare has unveiled her third studio album, Black Star, a 13-track fusion of dance, high life, trance, and global club sounds. Now this features Pink Panthers, Naomi Campbell, Bree Runway, Star Killers, and Charlie Wilson. The project blends Ghanaian-inspired rhythms, hyper-pop textures, and nostalgic samples. The record celebrates black musical heritage while showcasing Amare's signature of pleasure, empowerment, and sonic experimentation. Now to our next highlight. Ghanaian Afro dancehall artist Episode delivered a standout performance at the 14th Hague African Festival in Zuider Park Theatre, backed by the all-female Infinity Band. Now, fresh from winning the 2025 Music for Good award, he embodied the festival's Changemakers theme, blending high-energy music with conscious storytelling. Curated by MSABA, the multi-week event celebrated African music, fashion, and culture, featuring acts like Omar Kar, Yasin Wastara, and sustainable fashion by Jogbefa, alongside talent showcases and cultural exhibitions. Now to our last but not the least highlight. We still stay on dancehall because dancehall star Stonebwoy has paid tribute to victims of the recent helicopter crash that claimed 8 lives, including Minister Murtala Muhammad and Alhaji Muniru Muhammad. Speaking to TV3, he described both men as father figures and recalled their personal support for his music. The tragedy, he said, compounded his grief, and as it coined with the 10th anniversary of his mother's death, Stonebwoy urged the government to implement stronger safety measures to prevent future disasters. Now you can get updates and details on these stories and more when you visit GhanaWeekend.com. And that wraps up today's entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily, powered by GhanaWeekend.com, your go-to for all the buzz in Ghana's showbiz world. For more stories, exclusive videos, and behind-the-scenes action, follow us across all socials at Ghana Weekend on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, and subscribe to Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube. I am Ni Komete Kome. Catch you same time tomorrow. Until then, keep it locked, keep it Ghana Weekend, and keep it entertainment.
All right, so that's what we have for the entertainment highlight of the day. I hope you enjoy it. For more, go to GhanaWeekend.com. Anyway, right now it's time for us to talk sports, and we have Mr. Mint. Yao Minta.
Yao Mint. Yes, I'm Philip.
Hi, how are
Chris.
you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Fine.
Oh, thank God.
So what do we have?
Yes, the world of sports, there are things happening, big things happening. And tomorrow, there's a big congress coming up. It's the 31st Ordinary Congress of the Ghana Football Association, which will take place at the Ghana Man Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram Pram. And they'll be discussing a whole lot of issues ahead of the start of the Ghana Premier League, which will take place in September. And it's more or less Ordinary Congress. Normally, we don't pay too much attention to it because it's more or less like an annual general meeting for companies. But this time around, it's generated a lot of interest because one of the key items that they are likely to review is the presidential term limit. So for the GFA presidential, the GFA presidency, there are 2 terms, 4-year terms. And so each term has 4 years running period. And there's a 2-term limit, just like the Ghana presidency.
Presidency.
Yes, presidency. But this time around, the lead up to the Congress, there's been solid reports coming in that, and a lot of people, some people are pushing for the term to be extended to 3.
Why?
Well, because they believe that the incumbent president, that's Keto Kweku, or the sitting president, Keto Kweku, has done a good job so far, and having a 2-term limit is not enough, and they want to extend it so that he can possibly be the president beyond 2027.
Before Ket was Nyantechi, right?
Yeah, before Ket was Nyantechi. And he went for a 3-term limit. His first 2 years, it was great. There was no cap. There was no limit on the number of years that you could reign or serve as president.
For Nyantechi?
Yes, for Nyantechi. As long as the delegates voted for you, yeah, you are good to go. So he won the first term, second term, third term he won. Then the announced expose came in, and then he had to step aside. And now President Okweku came in. He served from 2019 up until 2023, and he won the votes at the Extraordinary Congress. That was in 2023, and now he served 2 years in his second term, and he has 2 more years
to serve.
To serve.
So just to understand something, after Nyantechi's era, then there were amendments made for the term.
Yes.
That is what now capped it to 2 terms.
Yes, that's where we had the normalization committee.
Okay.
Yes, then we had Dr. Kofi Amwa chairing that committee and bringing about some reforms to ensure that, you know, corruption and things that are negative would be removed from the.
But now that
game.
we've jumped that hurdle,
yes,
why do they want to take us back again to cap it at 3 terms? Because mind you, if it's capped at 3 terms, another president may come and say let's push it to 4 terms
exactly.
or 5
and
terms.
That's why some people are kicking against it. That we just got out of the normalization committee, the announced expose, and you are the first president who came after the expose, and you are the first president to go through this period where we use 2-term limits. So why then do we, less than a decade of making this transition, why do we have to review it and bring about another change?
It looks like there was something sweet there.
Well, you have to ask Ket and his people, because a lot of people in his camp have come out. He hasn't come out to state whether he supports the extension or he's against it. But people close to him have come out boldly and stated that they would push for the term limit to be increased.
You think Ket has done well for the GFA? Looking at you being a sportsman or you being a journalist?
No, I don't think so.
Why?
I don't think so.
You think Nyantechi did better than him?
Oh yeah, Nyantechi did better than him. Nyantechi did better than him. You have to look at across board. The biggest product of the GFA is not the Black Stars. The Black Stars is not the product of the GFA. The national teams are not the product of the GFA. They are a state asset. And so you cannot use that as a yardstick. But funny enough, they've been able to blend the sports with politics. And so it has become a yardstick. But I look at it from the Ghana Premier League, because that is exclusively their product. And when you look at the Ghana Premier League, it is woeful. It is in a terrible shape, and it's a bad look on the GFA. Then you look beyond that. Then you go to the national teams, if you have to put it that way, and the performance hasn't been that great. Because you look at the Black Stars, for instance, under Ket, his first, the Black Stars first run at the AFCON, we didn't do it. We went to the round of 16. 2021, we got kicked out at the group stage. The same happened in the last AFCON, which was held in Cote d'Ivoire. And this AFCON, this year's AFCON, which will take place in December, Ghana didn't even qualify. Ghana didn't even qualify. And so if I'm running the rule on his term as president, no, I don't think he's done enough to deserve a third term in power. So yeah, if you're asking for my personal opinion on this, I don't think Ket deserves.
Maybe the argument will also be that maybe I made available all the needed resources or whatever it is needed for the boys down there to perform, and they didn't.
Well, at the end of the day, yes, the resources were available, but did you hire the best coach? You didn't. despite the fact that
but the coach is not a sole decision of Ket, is it?
No, but Ket is part of the deal breakers or the deal brokers. He's part of it. He's heavily involved in it, and he has even gone on record to state that when a coach makes his selection, yes, he has to review that selection of players with him. So he's heavily involved in everything that has got to do with the Black Stars and everything that has got to do with the national teams, because it has become a norm that it's an easy path to get success. Put together a bunch of talented boys and girls, they go out there, they do well, then you take the credit. But when it comes to the Premier League, it takes time. You have to build it year after year after year before you can get to see the end product. But with the national teams, yeah, it comes them for like a month or two.
That's it.
They go out there, qualify to the tournament, go out there, play a couple of games. If they manage to get to the semi-finals and the finals, they've done well, then you take the credit. And so most of the time, they are judged by what they've done with the national teams. And what they've done with the national team so far, it hasn't been too impressive, because since 2015, Ghana hasn't qualified to the Under-20 World Cup in the men's division. But this is Ghana, a country that won the 2009 World Under-20 Championship. It's the only African country to do so. And for a decade, we haven't been able to qualify to the Under-20 World Cup. That's terrible. The Under-17 women's national team, we fielded an unqualified player, a bunch of players, players who were over the age of 17, and we got banned for it. And so at the Under-17 level, the women's division, we haven't been able to participate in 2 World Cup qualifiers because of that ban by FIFA. And it all happened under Keto Kweku's administration. And so when I look at all these things, and mainly because of what is happening in the Ghana Premier League, no, I don't think he deserves a third term in office. And so for me, that's how I see it. But the 126 delegates will get to vote on it tomorrow at the Ghana Man Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram Pram. And so we'll see how
well, it's early days yet. Has anyone shown his or her head to take over as a GFA president? Should that chance be opened?
Yes. I mean, George Free has been a long running rival.
And he hasn't been successful.
He hasn't been successful. And so he is always like ever ready to step in. And I think Nana Yao Asare formerly of Kotoko, I think he's also a worthy candidate. I think, he's also a ready candidate. But these two are the ones that immediately come to mind as ready replacement for Keto Kweku, should he step aside or maybe get voted out of office as GFA president.
Let's see how that turns out.
Tomorrow,
right? So we'll get the results tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get the results tomorrow. And we'll be on the ground at Pram Pram tomorrow to give all the updates to our viewers and followers. And so, we'll keep staying tuned to City Sports and Channel One TV, and we'll give you all the updates from the Congress, the ordinary Congress of the GFA tomorrow.
3-year term.
Yeah, they want a third 4-year term.
Interesting.
I mean, so that's how they are planning to go per the report. And so, that's on the local side, the Ghana side. Now let's move on to the international side. And Man United fans, great. I have great news for you because. The striker that you really need is in the building. That's Benjamin Sesko. He's Slovenian, and he signed for Man United for 85 million euros on a 4-year deal.
How much?
85 million euros. Yes, on a 4-year deal with a year to extend. Good money, man. I wish I was the agent. In most of these deals, the agent stands to benefit either 10% of the gross.
So that's like 8.5 million euros.
Yeah, just on one player after making one transfer on one.
That's
player.
good money.
Brilliant money.
I think agents make a lot of money.
a lot of money. That's the issue right now. When it comes to football.
What I'm thinking?
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
When it comes to
I've been thinking since.
When it comes to sports right now, it's agency. If you are an agent and you manage to get one of these elite players, you are sorted.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you are really, really sorted. And so that's what the agent stands to gain. And Benjamin Sesko is a really needed player at Manchester United. Man United last season, each EPL team plays 38 games in the league.
Okay.
English Premier League team plays 38 games in the league across the campaign. last season, Man United played 38 games and they scored just 44 goals.
Okay.
Just 44 goals. And so clearly they need to score more. And
goals.
funny enough, they had a player in their team who created the most chances last season, and that's Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah,
He created 91 chances. He led the entire league in chance creation, but for some strange reason, Man United scored just 44 goals in 38 games.
Wow.
So there's a clear need for a striker, and Man United went in there and they managed to get one of the best young strikers in the game. He's 22 years old. He fits the profile. He's pacey. He has good technique. He can dribble, and on top of that, he's 6'5" 5 inches tall. And so, yeah, he checks the box across board.
He's a giant.
Oh yeah, he's a mini giant,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's good news for Manchester United that they've been able to have a wonderful recruitment. So on the left you have Brian Mbeumo, then you have Benjamin Sesko in the middle, then you also have Matheus Cunha, 3 players who have been brought in to Manchester United this season to bolster their attack. Yeah, I just can't wait to see them in action because they've done wonderful work in the off season. And there are also reports that they are in the market for Carlos Baleba. He's Cameroonian. He's 21 years old. He's a brilliant defensive midfielder, and he plays for Brighton and Hove Albion in the English Premier League. And Man United are also reportedly in the works to get him. And so, yeah, Man United fans, after all the misery of last season, things are looking bright. And so we live to see if they can meet the expectations and be able to produce for Manchester United. Then, yesterday we had the Community Shield. So officially, what that means is that football is officially back because the Community Shield is a curtain raiser to the season. It's the game that features the winner of the Premier League against the winner of the FA Cup. And so this season, or yesterday, we had Liverpool taking on Crystal Palace because Crystal Palace won the FA Cup last season. And as you well know, Liverpool won the Premier League last season. And so they faced off yesterday at Wembley, and it produced a thrilling, exciting game. 2-2, it ended. And so it proceeded to penalties. There was no extra time. Yeah, because first game of the season, you don't want to tire out the players, so they just moved straight away into penalties. And the penalty shootout, I must say, it was atrocious because the kicks were very, very poor. Piss poor. Mohamed Salah's kick was poor. Alexis McAllister's kick was poor. And in the end, Dean Henderson, the goalkeeper of Crystal Palace, managed to pull off some good saves. And Crystal Palace ended up beating Liverpool on penalties to win the Community Shield. And so, great start to the season. And so the English Premier League will officially kick off later this weekend, starting off on Friday with Liverpool in action. And so, the 2025-2026 season is officially here, and we'll get to enjoy it right here on Channel 1 TV. And so, the season has started. It was a wonderful game yesterday. Pretty good start to the season.
Is it that Liverpool took an underrated Crystal Palace?
I don't think so. I think it was
Wasn't
just
a lucky day for them.
a little bit because they wasted some good chances. And funny enough, one of their signings, two of their signings managed to get on the score sheet. Hugo Ekitike, who came in from Frankfurt, he scored a goal, and Jeremy Frimpong, he's Dutch, but he's of Ghanaian descent, but he's Dutch. He also managed to get a goal. He moved from Bayer Leverkusen and joined Liverpool in the off season. And after the game, Virgil van Dijk, who's the captain for the team, stated that they need another striker because Darwin Núñez has moved over to Saudi Arabia. Al Hilal is making some good money there, and Luis Diaz has also moved to Bayern Munich. And so he was saying that Liverpool can accommodate the signing of another striker, and that has stirred up rumors that yes, they are still in the hunt for Alexander Isak, who plays for Newcastle. And so we'll live to see. But it was a good game. You can't take anything away from Crystal Palace. They delivered them the day, and they forced the game to go to penalties. And once it's penalty shootout, it's a lottery, the ultimate lottery, anyone's game. And they ended up winning it on penalties. And so, congratulations to Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace and Liverpool. Anyway, Menja, thanks so much for your time and giving us updates from the world of sports. Chris, any other thing you want to add to it?
No, I don't want to add anything. I wish there was a basketball today, but nothing about basketball.
Basketball. I mean, it's the off season.
Yeah,
the guys are taking it chill. Yeah. The European players are in action though. They are playing in the Eurobasket, which is the European Championship. And so once they are done, then they can switch focus to the NBA season. And we get to enjoy some basketball too.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's been an interesting show, and that's where we wrap up with the show for today. We started with Natufo Boateng. I am Philip Nilate.
And my name is Chris Carter. We'll be right back tomorrow, the same time, right here on Channel One TV. So see you tomorrow.
Keep watching Channel One TV.